Big changes have come to Facebook ads, and they're making us have to rethink everything from how we create our ads to how we build our campaigns and how we manage them. And AI is now entwined every step of the way. As I've shared before, I've been in digital marketing for over 15 years. So if there's something I've gotten used to, it's changes from our dear friend Zuckerberg. Stop and don't spend another single cent on advertising until you listen to this. I'm Marianne Amies. This is Ready, Set, Paid Ads, digital marketing for paid ad success. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Ready, Set, Paid Ads. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to scale your Facebook ads in 2026. Big changes have come to Facebook ads, and they're making us have to rethink everything from how we create our ads to how we build our campaigns and how we manage them. And AI is now entwined every step of the way. As I've shared before, I've been in digital marketing for over 15 years. So if there's something I've gotten used to, it's changes from our dear friend Zuckerberg. And the truth is, when I started back in 2010, it was on the back of Facebook organic marketing as a killer strategy. I'm sure you can remember back when we all published our life story on Facebook, cat memes were the perfect marketing strategy, and the comments were always abuzz with activity. But it didn't last long, and by 2013, I was adapting to new platforms, to paid advertising, a small template tool called Canva, and a fun fact, I even thought I could ignore Instagram the first time I heard about it. As I built from a freelancer to an agency and employed dozens of marketers and worked with thousands of small businesses, I've come to know that every change brings new challenges and, of course, brings new opportunities. So into the AI revolution, I think that 2025 has been the year where we've really started to pay attention to AI. The changes we're seeing across digital and all our marketing are happening so fast. And there's this pressure to keep up that I guess in reality we'll be left behind if we don't. But amongst this noise and this pressure, there's also a real risk of getting it wrong. We all know when something is written by ChatGPT. We can hear it in the tone, in the pattern, and in the structure. And I mean, think about yourself. How do you feel when you read copy from a brand you love, but it's now generic? As a business owner, you've spent so much time building an intentional brand, agonizing over the branding, the values, the target market. And now you're potentially letting AI throw that all away. Everything you built could be damaged in just one automated AI ad. So striking a balance between AI and your own expertise is critical to winning in this new era of digital marketing. I remember when Facebook ads first hit the small business landscape in 2012. At the time, I was marketing partner to a large Sydney business college, and up until then, they'd relied heavily on TV, radio, and newspaper ads. I was eager to try out Facebook ads and show them a new type of ROI. I was in love with the ability to target exactly the postcodes we wanted, the age group we needed, and drive engagement directly to website pages. In 2013, we delivered them their best ever enrollment result, both in numbers and in return on investment, and I was hooked. But ads wasn't a love story for everyone. So many business owners did, and still do, think it was unfair to have to pay now, that Facebook was greedy and opportunistic. But the perspective I have always had is that Facebook created the first platform for businesses to build a relationship directly with their target audience for free. Without this, many of the small businesses that have grown to be so much more, including my own, probably never would have seen the light of day. Monetizing that is just good business. It creates sustainability, it increases quality, and it makes the platform viable. Adapting, changing, evolving, none of this is new. And in fact, in the 13 years I have spent with Facebook ads, Meta ads, has required strategic shifts almost every year. So now I'd like you to meet Andromeda. It's Meta's new wave of change hitting us as we speak. Meta's Andromeda is like having a seasoned barista who anticipates every regular's order. They notice when someone's in the mood to try something new. They remember who likes oat milk instead of dairy. And they even suggest a muffin when they know how it will hit the spot. You just keep the coffee machine running and the menu stocked with options, and they handle matching the order to the right person at the right time. So now think of that vision and that foresight, the mastery of how that can work. And the same, you supply the creative and Andromeda serves it in the perfect way to the people most likely to say yes. If you're familiar with ads, you'll already have experienced Advantage Plus in campaigns, audiences, and builds, all leveraging AI. Andromeda, however, is an AI-powered change to how ads are ranked and served, promising to bring the experience to the end user and therefore the advertiser. But the impact of how this machine learning model will work will, of course, mean we need to rethink our whole strategy. So let's start with the good. Andromeda will bring with it benefits that include enhanced personalization, scalability, and integration with Advantage Plus. Think back to our barista analogy. Andromeda will serve the perfect mix of food and drink with the right coffee order in the right moment. Less generic content, more hyper engagement. Andromeda will have the ability to scan a much bigger menu of items to combine. It will be testing recommendations in real time. And if almond croissants and ice matchas are getting the most results, it will double down on them itself. And finally, it will work seamlessly with its buddy Advantage Plus and feed data to it. So it can adjust the audience factors, the budget allocation, and which menu items to back, all without heavy demands on your time. The challenge is going to be how you shift your approach and essentially feed the machine what it needs to drive the results it's capable of. This means a total strategic shift. As an agency at WiseUp, we've been prioritizing these 5 changes over the last couple of months, and I believe they're the most important strategic shifts you're going to need to make for 2026 to be the year that you scale your ads. Firstly, we need to consider a new approach to targeting. Audience builds are changing. We are using less targeted, more broad audiences. So before we used to constrain everywhere that we could. We used to niche our audiences down. We used to test interest-based audiences versus page-based audiences versus built audiences. Now we're being told to constrain as little as possible and let the creative lead the way. This means you're going to still want to leverage your first-party data like email lists, website traffic, and Instagram engagers just to give that context to the platform of who you want to market to. We're going to lean more into the Advantage Plus. Before, we tried to avoid areas of Advantage Plus, and I certainly have been on this podcast telling you to turn off Advantage Plus and go manually around it. So we're going to need to lean in a bit more actually and embrace more recommendations, adjust to letting that lead for us and test those results and measure them. Number 3 is that video is still pivotal in our strategy. Organic style video is really dominating, and I see this both in our client results and also all over my TikTok feed. The more organic, the less produced, the more clickbaity and scroll stopping your content is, the better your ads are going to perform. And that creative variety is so important. Due to the volume you're going to need of really creative and distinguished content, you're going to need to let go of the over-the-top production values, and that's going to aid the creation of volume. You're also going to be able to look at what's working organically and leverage that, lean into organic performers and see if they can be used as ads or tweaked to be more like ads as well. If you're an e-com, number 4, you're going to want to test out dynamic creative and product feeds. This creates the opportunity for Andromeda to serve combinations you haven't planned or thought of before. And if you're in services, we're going to think about our creative, so our images, our video, our copy, and make sure that it's nailing the target audience, that the audience can self-identify. We want irresistible hooks, and then we're going to run that to broad targeting. So it's almost reverse engineering how we've thought of ads before. We want to lead with our creative. We're going to target broad audiences, but use our creative to pull the right people in towards our offer and our business, rather than showing it to only who we assumed is best to do business with. The key takeout here is creative is going to be your biggest lever of success. Ensuring you have enough quality and on-brand creative is going to absolutely become a priority. If you're working with an ads manager, you need to understand, can they create that for you? Are there resources within their business that can create that for you? Or do you need to seek out other external parties to help you create it? Because it is going to be about volume. Think of a new campaign needing 6 to 10 different concepts of creative in there to be able to really effectively optimize towards the best result for your business. Then you're going to want to think about your rollout plan. The shifts you need to make are going to affect everything from the structure of your campaign to the detail of your ad setup. So the rollout plan needs to be very carefully executed. First step in your plan will be to review your current campaigns. Have a look at what's working. Have a look at what's working a couple of months ago, but also have a look and isolate what's working right now and drive learnings from that. Is it a certain type of creative? Is it a certain type of messaging? And kind of use that to inform your next decision. Decide on the strategy to move forward and what a campaign structure might look like for you. So you might want to simplify and have less campaigns with more creative depth. You might need to test some more broad audiences and some A+ audiences against maybe the traditional audiences you've built and used. You're going to want to now, as your third step, create those new test campaigns and run them alongside your existing. You want to see that impact working in your favor before you throw out anything that is still performing. So we want to do some parallel testing, which isn't always the most budget efficient, but I think is going to be more prudent than just stopping things that are working and starting the new. And once we're kind of parallel testing, then we can start to phase out campaigns that are underperforming and backing ones that are doing well. The shift to Andromeda impacts not just the type of campaigns you run, but how you run them as well. And leaning into an AI-led approach to management is really going to be about letting the platform do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. We need to think of things like our audience targeting. So in the past, we've spent a lot of time in that strategy and that build. AI and between Meta, Advantage Plus, and Andromeda can do some of that heavy lifting and start to monitor audience signals for you and refine that audience over time. Budget allocation, where before we've spent time maybe splitting it across campaigns or ad sets, that can now also be automated through AI using Advantage Plus and Andromeda so that ad budget is distributed across ad sets in real time based on results. Scheduling, I've never been a massive fan of constraining your ads to days and times, but again, if you've been doing that, you're better off opening that out and letting Advantage Plus pick when to deliver ads based on the demand and response. Performance analytics, so, looking at that deep manual review of data, you can now use some more predictive AI models to help you in there as well. And then scaling, in the past, we've made those decisions based on data, whereas now the budget can automatically be scaled with Advantage Plus based on those positive signals that it might reach and be able to see for you. There is also a lot of meta and creative tools that you can roll out. And I guess this is an area that I caution. Meta is promising us those AI solutions through the copy enhancement, through the visual enhancement, through you kind of building the brief of a concept and Meta creating that creative volume for you, creating variants, optimizing ads, that sort of thing. I caution this because I don't think it's there yet. And I want you to think about the effort you've put into building your brand over the years. All those decisions you've made about your brand identity, your brand look, your brand tone and feel, and understand that if you hand that over into Meta to make all those decisions for you, you are going to lose some of your brand identity. What Meta might deem as a successful image, visual, campaign, tone of voice for you, and what may in fact get you lots of clicks, may not be guiding your business in the way that you intend. It may attract people that aren't going to convert. It may damage the brand that you have so carefully built. And I have seen this in tests that we've done. The AI generated image and copy is so far from our brand that it can only be damaging. So I feel as this move to Advantage Plus and Andromeda really kicks up a notch and you're really wanting to leverage this for your ad success in 2026, I want you to continue to be the custodian of your brand. So to use your intuition, your expertise, your emotional intelligence, your insights, and continually challenge what the platform is doing to make sure that your brand stays true to your brand. I think the other thing to remember, especially if you hand over all the optimization to the platform, is that platforms are notorious for overstating results. They will all attribute the sale to themselves. If you're running Klaviyo and Meta ads and Google ads, it's not uncommon for them all to say, oh, yes, I caused that sale, depending on how long your click window is as well. And then there's a whole lot of conversion that happens off platform that the platform can't actually track. So, your word of mouth, your in-person conversion if you've got a hard retail store, your brand recall, your brand equity, delayed outcomes, somebody that might not purchase or come back for a few weeks or a few months. So it's really important to layer all the benefits of AI with your own expertise and your own EQ. I don't think that the success for you for Meta ads in 2026 is about handing it all over to Meta and to automated outcomes. I think you need to shift your strategy and really align with what the platform can offer you, but at the same time, be so conscious of your brand and being the custodian of your brand, tapping into your EQ and really combining the best of what Meta can offer you with everything that you know about your brand and be that brand custodian and work with an expert that can help you manage those two areas as well. The success of your ads in 2026 will continue to heavily be about how creative you get. So monitoring creativity within your industry, monitoring creativity across platforms in general and seeing what resonates with people and then interpreting those in appropriate ways for your brand will be, in my opinion, the way to scale and succeed with your Meta ads in 2026. So I hope this has been really helpful. I hope it's something that you'll come back to as we start the new year as well. I really implore you to look at your campaigns, to test new concepts out, and then to really back the changes that you see benefiting your brand, all while being the custodian of that brand and protecting it all the way. Thank you so much for tuning in to Ready, Set, Paid Ads. This is the last episode of 2025, so thank you for listening this year along with me. I hope you've learned so much. As always, I'd welcome you to reach out to talk more, and I look forward to talking to you about ads and maybe some new things in 2026. That's a wrap on another episode of Ready, Set, Paid Ads. If you're looking for done-for-you services, training to upskill you in ads management, or free and paid resources to help you plan and execute better ads, head to wiseupmarketing.com.au. If you've loved this episode, be sure to subscribe for future episodes. And if you know someone that would love this podcast too, Go on and share it.